Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, dan salam kebajikan. Hello everyone, my name is Skolastika Berliana Anniversarani with study number registration 182 from class 4 Public Administration 2022, Faculty of Social and Political Science, Diponegoro University, Semarang. Now I will explain about policy evaluation. Government policy is essentially a policy aimed at the public in the broader sense, state, society in various status, and for the public interest, whether it is carried out directly or indirectly, which is reflected in various dimensions of public life. Evaluation is carried out to be able to know with certainty whether the achievement of results, progress, and obstacle encountered in the implementation of the development plan can be assessed and studied for improvement in the implementation of the development plan in the future. Next is definition of policy. The policy can be distinguished from the word wisdom and virtue according to Irfan Islami. Can sees policy as a decision that allows is a set of decisions taken by political actors in order to certain ways to achieve goals. Policy is a series of policies and principles that serve as guidelines and basis for planning in the implementation of a job, leadership, and ways of acting. The term can be applied to governments, private sector, organizations, and groups as well as individuals. According to Carl Frederick, policy is an action that leads to the goals of a person's group of government in a certain environment in connection with the presence of certain obstacles while looking for opportunities to achieve goals or realize the desired goals. Next is definition of evaluation. Evaluation itself aims to collect, analyze, and present useful information about the object of evaluations and assess it by comparing it with indicators, and the results are used to make decisions regarding the object of evaluation. Next is definition of policy evaluations. Evaluation is intended to assess the effectiveness of public policies to be accountable to their constituents, to what extent the goals are achieved, and to see the extent of the gap between expectations and reality. Next is purpose academic rating goals. First, to solve problems, achieve a goals, acknowledge and know to the concept of knowledge about a particular subject matter to build rating skills. Next, this is meet several opinions or talks. Next is develop skill in conducting research, evaluating information, organizing ideas, debating, responding to other people's arguments, analyzing and expressing ourselves clearly in written form. Next, can present information in order to display a clear understanding of a particular subject. Thus, with evaluation, it can be known what the socio-economic consequences of the policy are. Next is purpose reality rating goals. Policy evaluation has the following real objectives. First, through evaluations, the reality of program implementations can be photographed and generalizations. And next, from these evaluations, the evaluator can also identify problems, conditions, and actors that support the success or failures of policy. Next, through evaluation, it can be seen whether the actions taken by the actors. And the next, through evaluation, it can be seen whether the output actually reaches the target group of the policy. And last, with evaluations, it can be known what the socio-economic consequences of the policy are. Its benefits for the government. But public policy is generally understood as one of the government's efforts or actions made in order to carry out its governmental tasks in the form of arrangements or decisions. Therefore, policy evaluations for the government is very necessary to measure the extent to which the performance carried out by the government, the policies issues are in accordance with the needs of the community or not, whether the policies taken are able to accommodate all forms of interest in the community and to assess the success or even the failure of policies taken by the government. Next is benefits for society. From the evaluation, it will be known the success or failure of policy so that normatively a recommendation will be obtained whether the policy can be continued or need have to stop. Next is policy theories. Policy is etymologically in Greek, namely polis, which means city. James A. Anderson defines that policy is a series of actions that have a specific purpose followed and carried out by a group of actors to solve a particular problem. Notes Donnell and Wainwright say that policy is a great in thinking about making decisions. These decisions are taken within limits and decisions require actions but are intended to require managers to decide on commitment. Next is types of public policy evaluations. According to Fitzgerald and Motes, first singles program after only is a type of evaluations that measures the conditions assessments of the program after examining its variable use as the program's criteria. Next, singles program before after is a refinement of the first type, namely the existence of data about program objective. And the next, comparative after only is a refinement of the second. Evaluations, but not of the first, and the analysis only looked at the side of the target state, not the target. Next, last, a comparative before after is a combination of the three designs so that the information obtained is the effect of the program on the target group. Next is policy evaluation functions. Policy evaluation plays an important role in providing feedback about what is happening in a program, practice, technology related to policy. Next is main function in public policy analysis. First and most importantly is to provide valid and reliable information about policy performance, namely how far needs, goals, and opportunities have been achieved to public action. Next, second, evaluation contributes to clarification and criticism of the policies that underlie the selection of goals and targets. Third, evaluation contributes to the application of the other policy analysis method, including in terms of problem formulations and recommendations. Conclusion and suggestions. Conclusions. Public evaluation is an evaluation aimed at assessing the effectiveness of public policies to be accountable to their constituents. To what extent the goals are achieved and to see the extent of the gap between expectations and reality. And this evaluation exists because it's to be able to know with certainty whether the achievement of results, progress, and obstacle and to third, in the implementation of the development plan can be assessed and studied for improving the implementation of the development plan in the future. Suggestions, the need for integration between the community and the government in policy evaluation. In this case, the government has a big contribution to support the running of the policy programs that have been held. It is thought that the evaluation can avoid deviation that occur in a policy. That's all for me. Thank you. Administrasi publik, satu rasa, satu jiwa, publik jaya. Sisip jaya. Thank you.